Good morning, everybody. Well, it's Jimmy Carr Day. We're all talking about Jimmy Carr, especially people in the comedy business, people in the theatre business, and people in the streaming business, because of what Jimmy Carr had said has caused outrage to most people, a lot of people. Will the fallout hit us at streaming companies? Will Netflix have to have a look at themselves? Will Ustream, my streaming company, have a look at itself? Well, we've already had a good look at ourselves on Ustream, and we're great believers in free speech, but I don't believe that comedians set out to offend people, but I believe that some people set out to be offended. They can't wait to sit there being offended. You remember me telling you on one of my live shows, I don't know if you saw it, where I was in Cardiff and a girl came in, mixed race, and she stood there staring at me. I thought, uh-oh, I know what she's here for. She's here to call me a racist. I could tell. And so I just did my normal act, and about 2 minutes in, she still stood there looking, waiting for her chance, and I happened to speak to a guy in the front row who had arthritis. So I told him the arthritis joke. Was it offensive? You tell me. I said, my brother-in-law's got terrible arthritis. He was a gynecologist and got it through working in the damp for 20 years, right? Not bad taste, not such a good smell, but you know what I mean. So that was the joke. That was this woman's cue. She took offence on this bloke's behalf, who was pissing himself laughing. She stood up and said, how dare you take the piss out of people with arthritis? You are a fucking racist. I never quite got what she meant, but she was asked to leave by a couple of people quite rapidly. But there you go, people do set out to be offended. With regards to Jimmy's mention of the Holocaust, it's a dangerous subject. But Jimmy Carr is a dangerous comedian. He's an edgy comedian. Look at the guy in America, Dave Chappelle. He's an edgy comedian. Do people set out to be offended? Right, let's switch this program on and see what's there that we can be offended by. Free speech is free speech. We should be allowed to say what we want. What is the difference between a joke and a hate crime? That is to be decided, isn't it? It is. Probably by the people that joke is set out to offend. So when the gypsy people, the Association of Travellers are offended by this, Jimmy should take note and think, well, that didn't get the laugh it should have done. I won't tell that joke again. That's what a good comedian will do. Streaming channels and platforms like ours don't have any, not mediation, what's the word? No, rules, basically. Ofcom, where you watch the BBC and 1,000 people per minute phone up and complain. There's no one to complain to with streaming channels. Now, Nadine Dorries, her of the jungle, she wants to look at the way that streaming channels are governed and what the rules are. And I'd like to be able to take part in that, because there should be a set of rules. But what did Douglas Bader say, the great Second World War Spitfire pilot, who didn't have legs, bless him? He said that rules are for the obedience of fools and the guidance of wise men. There you go. Right, on Ustream in a minute, we'll be talking about Boris Johnson and the Jimmy Savile quip. We'll have a little more natter about what's acceptable in comedy, and we'll be talking about the royal family. And there's not a lot of laughs in that in today's paper. So see you on Ustream.